Welcome everyone to the Wednesday training call. My name is Chris Lengle. Very excited to have you. I was saying Brian Robert, who's usually on these with me, is traveling. He's going to the Xnode sites, the debt box, the oil sites, the natural gas sites, seeing the physical sites that these coins are connected to. And but today I actually am really, really excited for my guest today because he's somebody I've gotten the privilege of getting to know over the last, I'd say, year, and just so smart, so good at what he does. And probably, I mean, I've been in this space for a long time, in the Forex space, and not as a trader, as a, somebody like you. I promoted companies that have traders, but and Zay, this is 100% to you, is I've never seen anybody who is as good of an educator as Zay Molina. And Zay, it's so great to have you on here, because I know you're usually behind the camera on these calls. You do some amazing calls this week. We're going to talk about that schedule so people can get on them. But, you are just such a great educator, and you really were one of the first people to really put the light bulb off in my head of this institutional style trading, right? Smart money. And we're going to talk about that too. But the one thing I want to say to everybody, so this call, we're going to talk a little bit more about Forex trading. But it also, it transitions to all types of trading, right? Which I love, Tuesday, which I love for you to hit on, is like, if you learn these concepts, they work for stock, they work for crypto, and seeing different patterns and things like that, and understanding the market. And there is no better time than in a recession type market to learn the markets and get good at trading, because this is where absolute fortunes are made, everyone. So this is what I'm really excited to have you here, Zay. But before we dive in, Zay, I'd love for you to introduce yourself, and then talk about that kind of beginning of like first hearing about Forex, maybe what you thought, and kind of how you got to this point here. Because I know it's not been, you haven't been trading for decades. You're a young guy, but you've been able to be successful and learn this fairly quickly.
Yeah. So first and foremost, guys, hello, welcome everybody. Chris, I really appreciate you having me on, man. I was very honored when you asked me to be a part of these calls, man. It means the world to me. Usually, I'm always doing like the trading calls, the educating calls, but on these calls, I'm still a student. I'm learning from you and Brian. So again, I appreciate you having me on, man. Everybody, again, like as Chris said, I'm Zay Molina. I'm one of the educators at Empire IX. And so, yeah, just a little bit about me. Like you said, I'm only 22 years young. I've been trading for 3 years now, and I have had some success with this. And so, that's moved me forward on my educating career. And, here at Empire, we do teach smart money trading or institutional trading. And just to give you guys a little quick overview of what that means, is essentially, instead of trading patterns or indicators or these different types of strategies that a lot of retail traders trade, we trade more of logic. What's going on behind the scenes? What are the banks trying to do within the market, right? And that's why it's so beneficial, because one, we get low risk, high reward setups, but also, like Chris said, it applies to more than just Forex. It's not just Forex, because the banks are involved in all markets, right? Crypto, indices, commodities, right? So we're able to use this same type of strategy, these same concepts in all different markets, which allows us to, branch out and not just stick with just Forex and move around. And so, yeah, so that's what we kind of do here. And so going a little bit more into me. So how I first got into trading, I joined another company. We don't need to say any names, right? But yeah, about 3 years ago, I joined that company, and I was always interested in stocks, right? So I was in college, and I just felt I was going for computer science. I didn't feel that it was really for me at the time. Like, I was about 3 semesters in, and I just kind of got tired of it. I was a good student at the time. I was, 4.1 in high school, graduated 11th in my class, and I was always good at school. And then when I got to college, it just felt different, And so I felt like I needed something else. And I was always interested in learning in the stock market. And so I saw one of my friends posting about the charts, and I was like, hey, tell me about this. They told me about it. I was interested. I joined, started learning, went through the basics course that entire first night. And I just fell in love with it from the very beginning, right? I love trading. It just seemed like this was a lot better fit for me. And after, I finished the 3rd semester of college, and I said, I'd rather focus my time on trading. So I dropped out of college, and I've dedicated my time to this skill set. And so, it was the best decision I ever made personally. And so that's how I kind of got into it, and things got rolling. And, 3 years later, here we are, a year into Empire IX and IX Global educating here. And like I said, man, I'm living the life. It's been amazing.
That's awesome, man. And for me, two things, I wore my backwards hat, and my t-shirt today, and you always look so good. But I laugh because I'm like, trading gives you, it's like another level of lifestyle, right? That was where it really hit me for trading is you can be anywhere in the world with an internet connection, a computer or a smartphone, and you can make money. And it's by learning some simple concepts. And at first it feels like this is so overwhelming, but that's anything, right? Anything you do. I mean, anything you want to do, like you said, you're into college, like you have to go for 4-year degrees to get these, different jobs and skills. And it's like, man, this is something you can learn on your own time. Some you can learn, but then it's like, then you start to achieve levels. And I feel like smart money was like that next level for me, where it really started to make sense because I understood banks manipulated the world. I understood they manipulated the market, but it didn't make sense to me till I started taking your classes. And that for me was like where it really started to make sense. And really got exciting because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have to learn all this other stuff if I can learning this. And my background on my thing right now is the waves. And I always use this example of surfing. The first time I surfed, I got the crap kicked out of me by the waves. I'm paddling and just getting hammered. I'm like, why do people do this? This is like, give me my ski lift. I snowboard, right? Give me my chairlift, drop me off. But one day it was nice and calm. I got out there and I started actually going with the waves. And I think of that as smart money trading, right? It's like, you can do indicators, like you can sometimes battle your way, but it's a lot better when you can ride that money wave. And I feel like that's what you teach.
Yeah, like one of my classes that I actually just taught this last Monday was called the Pac-Man analogy, where I relate the markets to the game of Pac-Man. And just to kind of give a quick like summary of what that means is essentially like the banks are in control. They're like Pac-Man. You move around the maze, you're going after the pellets, trying to score. And then there's these ghosts, right? Or the retail traders that are also in the market, also in the maze with you, right? And they're essentially doing their own thing. Like if you understand the games of Pac-Man and stuff, essentially these ghosts, they move in patterns until Pac-Man comes in reach. And then they go after Pac-Man and they think they can beat him. They think you can outsmart him. And then that's when you're Pac-Man, you go and eat those little power-up pellets. You turn around and you go take out the ghost. So that's when I teach that class, I treat it as like, that's the bank manipulation. They bait you into following them, thinking you're going to win. They get the power up pellet, they turn around, they take you out. And so that's the way, I think is the best way to really try to figure out the markets is instead of looking at these patterns and thinking, oh, I see a shape in the market. It's really thinking a little bit deeper about it before you jump in and say, okay, what are the banks going to do next? What makes the most logical sense for them to make money? And then us, we wait to jump in with the banks, right? On that Pac-Man analogy, I always say like, we like to jump on Pac-Man's back and just hang on and ride with them rather than try to do our own thing. So I just think that's the best way. And it's been, the best way that I've been trading from. I've learned all these different strategies. And when I finally learned smart money, like you said, I think that's the one that just completely clicked and it makes the most sense to me. And I'm glad it makes sense to you as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I love that analogy. And I remember I've taken your class on that, and it makes total sense. And for new people, the reason we're talking about this today on this call is, this is a business call a lot of times, but I wanted people to understand, you have to kind of understand your product. Even if you're not going to trade Forex, this is such a great thing to be talking about because people are interested in it. And you don't have to be an expert like Zay in order to do it. You can just follow Zay, or you can learn little by little. And I feel like people, and me especially, I had this short-term vision of, I want to get in and make money quick. And it's like, man, but like I said, if you can learn these concepts, learn little things, it's funny how you'll start to see patterns and other stuff. And going right back to what I said at the beginning of this call is the way the world is changing. It's like knowledge is power, understanding with the things that are coming this is how you can make a lot of money in the next 2, 3, 5 years. And that's what a lot of these gurus are talking about, right? Zay is like, and we can make money if the markets are going up or down, which I love. So, that's what I just love about Forex and, talking about it and being able to share and say, you all being on this call and getting on Zay's calls and understanding a little of the market will give you power to talk to people about it. Cause you're going to say, oh, when you sit down with somebody, Zay, and I want you to jump in here, but if I'm talking to somebody about Forex and I'm not an expert like you, but I can say, oh yeah, the banks are like Pac-Man, and I can use that analogy. People go, wow, I want to learn about that. Oh, you should come on and listen to Zay. And normally to hear from a professional expert to mentor you like you do, Zay, This is tens of thousands of dollars. And we do it for 145 a month, and you can get all this. So I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that, but I'd really like you to kind of hit on as like a new person. What do you suggest as like, where should they go first? As well, like you're brand new and you're like, they're hearing what you're saying. They're like, hey, I'm excited. Where would they go to where would they go to first to get this kind of training?
Yeah. So first off, to piggyback up what you said in the first thing about understanding the markets to help you build and stuff, I think a lot of people in this industry, they're either one of two places, right? They're either brand new and they come in and they're excited about building and they take no time to learn anything about their product. And they're just saying, hey, come join, come. And that's where you get the stigma of MLMs or scams and all these people, because they're building the wrong way, right? They're building around hype and they're building around like false promises almost. And you ask them about their product and they have no idea what to tell you. And then you have other people who tell you that, hey, I'm going to start building, but once I become a master at everything in the company, right? And they try to learn and learn and learn, and they're continuing learning, and they never get to that point where they feel like an expert. So they never go out and build. I think we need to have more people of where, as we're going through the company and we're learning, whether it's Forex, e-commerce, Xnode, whatever it may be, as you're learning, I saw a great quote about this. It said, as you learn, make sure you're also teaching, because that's also going to help you learn more as you teach it, right? And so when you're learning, once you got a good grasp and you're ready to start, sharing that with people, I think one of the best ways to build, because not only are you being honest about what you're like, hey, I'm still learning. This is what I got going on. I'm learning this. I'm still, I'm trying to share this with you because I want you to come learn with me. And you're being transparent and relatable to them. It's letting them know that, hey, you're not, light years ahead of them. You're not, completely new. You have no idea what you're doing, right? You're starting to do the process. And it's kind of like, hey, they can come in and join you rather than come in and just feel like a customer, if that makes sense, right? So I think that's.
I just got to tell you, you're spot on, because how many people feel like I don't know anything about Forex, so I can't talk to people. And I love what you just said there, because you can literally do it day one because you're doing the process with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. So, and then, yeah, like you said, when, coming in, where's the first place to go? Well, us here at Empire, we actually have our free official team website that's more informational and stuff like that. I actually have a launch process over there. So if you guys are interested in Forex, we have a whole little launch process page set up to help you guys know, hey, these are the apps we recommend you download. This is how you use those. This is how you join the Telegram channel, find the academies and stuff. I can actually send that link here in a little bit in the Zoom chat for you guys, so you guys can access that as well. That's where I would recommend starting in the Forex side. But even if you're not just Forex and you want to learn more about it, definitely check out your back office guys in the Academy section. There's the Forex, the basics, crypto basics, binary basics, the e-commerce, but all of that stuff is there. All you got to do is just go to your back office and go to the academies, and you guys can find all of the subscriptions there. And just make sure you guys start with the fundamentals, right? That's another thing. I feel a lot of people, they come in and they're so excited to start learning, and they subscribe to all these different courses. They're jumping on different classes, and they just get overwhelmed because they have no idea where to actually start. So make sure you guys are starting in the place that you need to, right? So if you're a brand new beginner, definitely learn the fundamentals. I know it's going to take some time, but another great quote that I heard is, for you to become a master at something, you got to first master the basics. So definitely take the time to master those first, and then you guys can gradually grow. And, I think that's the best way to learn for sure.
100% Zay. I grew up golfing, and it's funny because there's so many little fundamentals in the grip, the stance, your posture. And usually if something's messing up, it's usually one of those fundamentals. And then if I'm teaching my wife, and it's like, if you don't master that, you can't hit the golf ball. And it's the same thing with trading, right? It's like, if you don't understand these basics, and just like anything. So 100% love that. And, I'd say also your Telegram group is fantastic. Anyone that's in, most of you are probably already in IX. If you're watching this as a training, if you're not, we have Telegram groups, and your Empire IX group is great because you guys are putting out trade alerts, you're putting out education, you're putting out all your calls. What are some of the best calls Tuesday? I know you do a Monday, your Pac-Man. I know you do a couple calls. Talk about those.
Yeah, for sure. So I personally teach 3 classes. I know James Garrison and my other colleagues here at Empire, they also teach 3 additional classes throughout the week. So we got classes at different times of the week, because we know we have people all over the world, right? There's people in India, America, US. So we try to space out our classes throughout the day to give somebody at least a chance to hop on a live session at some point, right? And so for me personally, I teach on Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know we have a lot of people in India, so that's 6:30 a.m. the next day. India time. I know it's kind of early, but I know a lot of people make those as well. So on Sundays, Mondays and Thursdays. That exact same time. Those are the times I teach. Sunday is a market overview class where we go over, our overall bias, determining, what we see for the upcoming week with some different pairs and stuff. I ask you guys what pairs you want to analyze. We analyze them together to show you guys the concepts in action, right? We put those concepts that we teach, we show you guys exactly how to apply this to the market, help you guys understand exactly what I'm looking at and, what we can kind of expect for the upcoming week. Mondays is when I actually dive deep into like my lessons. That's my institutional training course. That's an 8-week smart money course that we teach, starting on Monday, right? We go through 8 weeks and then we restart it again. And that's going to be breaking down the smart money concepts in depth, showing you guys my strategy step by step for those 8 weeks and finishing it off with how to develop your trading plan so you guys can trade similar to me and use, make sure you put all your stuff down on paper so you guys know exactly your rules and what you're looking for. And then on Thursdays, I just started this. This is actually called the London Limits. This is going to be a live trading session. So kind of like similar to Sunday, but we break down some actual pairs, actually looking for some now setups that we can look for the upcoming London session. And so I think that's a great call as well. And yeah, so those are my 3 classes. And I know James and Garrison, as I mentioned, they teach theirs as well as some other additional live trading sessions. So yeah, that's what we got going on here at Empire.
I love it. One of the things I love about your live sessions, Zay, is I've tried, I know people I've talked to who I've recruited who are like, man, I try to learn Forex, but I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm on Google. You're getting, who knows who's teaching you. You're getting a lot of different things, but it's like, it's such a different level when you're not only learning it, but you're then getting to watch an expert. You're getting to ask questions and watch you in real time, analyze a trade, and then say, hey, am I seeing the things the same way? Ask questions. It's just like anything out there. It's like, man, when one of the things I learned early on was you are the success of the people you surround yourself with. Mm-hmm. And being around somebody like you, and even though you're teaching people all over the world, you're still with Zoom, you're in the room together. And that's something that's so cool. And that's what I think is so much value in that for what I know other companies, they're charging $250 a month for what the same, and not even, these guys don't even have the results we do. Minimum, they're raising their prices. IX, we're always given more and more value in this trading. And I just think you do such a great job. So I'm excited with that. We've got about 10, 12 minutes here left. I'm just so excited, man. You got me all fired up to, I've been so busy, Zay. I got to get back on your train. I get back into the Forex game. I told my wife, I said, babe, we could get, a sailboat in the Caribbean. And if I have internet connection, I could just trade. I'll just have Zay, learn from Zay, and I could literally make money. You can make money doing anything. So I want to kind of shift into utilizing. So everyone here, I'm hoping we got you excited to get on the calls with Zay and the team, get on the telegrams. And there's a lot. I mean, I'm personally, Zay, I think you're my favorite. So I have a lot of favoritism, but we have a lot of great trading channels, a lot of great stuff here at IX. And I feel like with a lot of the stuff that's happening, it's like, it gets kind of not lost. It's just like, man, for how great our trading is, I just definitely want to talk about it because a lot of people I'm running into, that's still their focus. There's companies, it's so funny. Literally, I talked to a guy who they're launching a Forex trading and trying to join, like every company now, product companies are trying to launch their own trading, but they don't understand it the way we do. They haven't been doing it as long as we have at IX and with our teams, and just so solid. The results are there. We're transparent. And so those are things I really get excited about. But I feel like a lot of people are still really excited about Forex. So building your business with this, and Zay, I know you talk to some people, kind of talk a little bit about that, and being able to be, somebody who, even with the experience, and I'd love for you to talk, even though you have so much experience, there are still some things you run into. And I think that some of the people might be able to relate to that here. And then we could talk about how you've kind of moved past this, some things we're working on, and some of the, prospects you've talked to in Forex.
Yeah, so absolutely. So I would say, when it comes to the building side, I'm still new. Like I told you, like I'm hopping on these calls. I'm learning from you guys. I've never been more of that type of builder before. I've never been really a network marketer, even though I've been in the industry for a little while. I've been more just about learning, trying to perfect my Forex. And so this is still kind of all new to me. But as I talk to people, what I first realized is there is, because of, again, we talked about in the beginning that people build around Forex. They come into a company and they don't take the time to actually learn. They're just selling and selling. And that's where the stigma of Forex is a scam, MLMs are scams and all this and stuff. I think that's definitely a difficulty that we got to kind of go around. And so I think one of the best ways to build, because, you know, when I was in those other companies, it was all about hype, right? I think the best way is to shift focus and get away from hype, which, I mean, you know, I think we need hype to give us momentum and stuff like that. But I think it needs to be real, right? It needs to be based on, like you said, results, but also transparency. Right? We can't go over there and lie. Like, I don't like posting like screenshots of my profits and stuff like that. I like telling you guys, hey, you know, this is the trade I kind of took. This is what I was kind of looking at. I shared more of the setup. So you guys are actually learning and understanding that we understand the markets. We're not just here like get, you know, because some people, I'm actually reading a book right now. It's called Trading in the Zone. I got it right here. Mark Douglas. Okay. It's a great book about trading psychology and understanding it. And he goes into deep into it and saying that anybody can find themselves in a winning trade. Doesn't matter if you're experienced or brand new, right? Because it's very simple. When you open up a trade, you open up your app, anybody can download that app, open it up, set up a broker, go in and click buy gold or sell gold at any random moment. And they could just happen to win because the market's going to go up or down, right? So they could just happen to win. And then they could post that and be like, oh, look, I'm a Forex trader. And I think that's where a lot of people are kind of, they're getting aware of that. That is essentially the scamming people, right? They're essentially understanding that like, oh, if anybody can do that, it's fake, it's not real, blah, blah, blah. So that's why I like to say, let's stay away from that. And I think more as a builder is show what you've learned so far, as I was talking about earlier, right? When you learn, teach what you know and kind of show people that, hey, this is what you can do with this, right? Yeah, obviously we know there's a potential to become a millionaire and learn all this money from Forex. But, you know, for me, like I'm not a millionaire yet, right? I'll be transparent. I'm not where I want to be. I still have plenty of goals and I'm on the right track to get there. But I'm letting you guys know that I'm still, you know, even though I have the title expert, right? I'm still learning myself. I'm still trying to develop and grow better. And I think that's what it's really about. And that's the reason we joined IX Global is because it's a self-betterment platform based on personal development, based on financial development. And that's what I really love is that it's not just come in here and make some money and, you know, you're set for life. It's about coming in here and developing and growing and becoming the person that you want to be, the person that you need to be able to reach your fullest potential. And so I think the same thing with trading is that we're always students of the market. We need to keep learning. And that's the kind of business I'm trying to build, a community. You know, I'm trying to let people know that this is a process, right? As long as you stay disciplined, as long as you stay consistent, eventually you will get the results that you want. It's going to take some time. You know, it's not going to be get rich quick, right? It's going to be, hey, come in here, stay dedicated, stay committed, and you will have the results if you put in the work.
Zay, I got to say the true mark of a leader, and you just showed it right there. And I hope everyone on this call got it, is you have the expert here showing you that he is learning and has a book. And that's been a big theme of our call. So I really appreciate that, Zay, and you sharing that. And that is the true mark of somebody who's a leader who's here. And I agree with you. You know, IX is someplace for that learning. Oh, you got me all fired up. That's so great. So I love what you said there too, that, you know, I would rather, if you're thinking of a post, like, how do I post about Forex, you know? And I think, like you just said, if I posted, you know, oh my God, I can't believe I'm like a picture and said, oh my God, I can't believe I'm learning this. I understand what these things mean, you know, or something. People will draw, oh, how did you learn this? Versus look at my results, you know, and then people post a picture of, and I'm telling you, most average people, I know when I started, even when I was in, I'm like, I have no idea what this picture means of somebody's like, you know, MetaTrader picture of like, unless you know. But what you're trying to do, I think, like you said, Zay, is I'm trying to find those people that don't know Forex, but are interested in learning it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, one of the ways I open up a lot about you when I talk Forex is, man, I just really love these guys. You know, they're so transparent. Their education's great. They teach smart money. Totally different, blew my mind. You know, I get into those things and people are like, wow, that sounds really cool. Like, oh, let's get on a call. Let me show this to you, you know, or I'll send them a video of something you've done. So I think that's such a better process for people. And I'm telling you, you know, people are interested in crypto. The world is still, I'm telling you, everybody in the world is interested in making money on their phone. Everywhere. I mean, even when I went to Jamaica 2 years later after I was there, they're all talking about Forex and crypto. You know, it was like a totally different world. The whole world is looking for what we have here at IX Global. And I love it because it's like a multiple streams of income machine with you, Zay, because I can do Forex, I can build my business, and the more people I share this with. So Zay, I know we only got, you know, we got like 5 minutes, and this was a great call. You did, you know, you're awesome. Let's, what is there anything else you want to talk about? I can ask some more questions, but I didn't know if there's like a topic we could talk about. I kind of wanted to open the forum a little bit here and let you share maybe a good story maybe, something about building your business or trading, or, whatever you think somebody might want to know about here.
Yeah. I would say really, if I was talking to you guys and I brought up a topic, I would say really focus on why you're doing this. I know you guys talked about this the other day, on your other call with Brian about, why did you get started with IX Global? And I think this goes back to reaching your fullest potential. If you continue to come into IX Global, and obviously we all want to make money, right? We know we want to reach those ranks. We all want to be Viraj Patil, right? In the ranks and stuff. But for us to get there, you got to develop yourself. You got to continue to learn, and not just about building, not just about trading, right? You got to put in the work about yourself, right? Reading, meditating, all these kind of things to help you become, that next level in yourself so you can be ready for the finances and all that kind of stuff when it comes, right? I'm trying to think of the quote what I heard. It was similar to that, but just because I can't remember right off the top of my head, we'll go ahead and skip it. But essentially, like for me, for instance, the reason I think I fell in love with Forex over college was the freedom, right? Definitely, we all want financial freedom. We want to be able to do what we want with our time and our money and all that. And so when I was in college, I realized I was doing something that just became boring and I was not having fun and I was going in debt. Right. With Forex, right. It was helping me make money, helping me learn how to make money. And yeah, I took some losses early on, blew multiple accounts, right, over and over. Right. But overall, I was still learning and I was developing, and it was exciting because I knew the potential. I knew that, hey, I can be at home learning this, practicing this, and I can gain the freedom rather than having to go in at a set schedule, having to go in and stay at a class that I just do not want to be in. I'm falling half asleep in this class because I'm not interested at all anymore. Right. And so I think that's the type of, thought process you got to get down to yourself. Is like, why am I actually doing this? And for most of us, that's probably going to be freedom. That's just the way I kind of look at it. So, I think that's going to definitely help you guys, and that's going to motivate you to continue going. Right. So
100%. I that was the big key for me. And man, you're 22, I'm 36 now. I think I was 22 when I got into the industry for the first time. And it took me a couple years to really get my confidence in it. And there wasn't anything like this, right, where you could trade on your phone. And I'm a little jealous for a lot of people to have this type of thing, because that's all I wanted, Zay, was I want to make money and have free time. That's what I wanted to do. I went to nursing school. I became a nurse because I could work 3 days a week, and that was great. Found network marketing, and I was like, why didn't anyone tell me about this? And then you look at like Forex, you're like, holy crap, like I can learn this on my free time. It's 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. I can make money. And now we've combined the two, and it's just such a cool process. And then, for anybody out there, like, that doesn't realize, like, just because other companies are doing trading, they're not really doing it the way we are. Like, we've been in this space for a long time. Like, IX, Joe Martinez, a lot of the corporate team, we've been a part of companies that have, launched Forex to average people. And that's one of the reasons why we have you here, Zay. You're just such a great educator, and you're just so good at what you do. And, I think one of the things I love about the way you teach is you really make it simple for new people. I've watched traders who get very, very high level, and it's hard when you're an expert to really bring it down to understand what somebody that's brand new. And I think you do such a great job with that. I want to talk about a couple updates here. We had our crypto land call on Friday. Zay, you still do your opportunity call with Aussie here, and I'll let you jump in here and talk about some of your calls here with the schedule. But I know we got NFT call Friday. Monday is, Joe's call. Everyone that's on this call, I want to give you guys a quick kind of tip. They are going to do Xnode. Like, I don't know how much I'm supposed to say about this, but they're going to launch this new thing and with Xnode, where they're going to actually make the price a lot more affordable as a rental. And it's going to be really exciting. So if that's something you're interested in for Black Gold, it's going to be much more affordable for somebody to get like involved. And the returns have been incredible, right? It's something very exciting. So I would, before August, I think we got like less than 2 weeks before the 14th, I would save up some money, and get some crypto, whatever you got to do. Think about like what, having that, if that's something you want to participate in, because I think it's going to sell out quickly. And so that's a little hot tip here. And I think we're going to do another more detailed call probably next week that'll go into a little bit more detail, probably next Wednesday. I think it'll be Ozzy Tomas, Brian Robert, Travis Flaherty. If you guys know that name, he's huge. He's part of the team now. He's one of the debt box I think he's actually, you know, ambassador Debtbox, just incredible builder, incredible networker. He's part of the team. So he's going to be getting on some of these calls here in the next few weeks. You're going to be learning from him. So really, really exciting stuff coming. I just want to give you updates. X nodes are looking great. I think the price goes up at midnight tonight for some of them, if you're interested in getting locked in on that. And then Zay, why don't you talk a little bit about your schedule? You know, and I know you went through your training calls. Why don't you just hit on those again real quick, and anything else you want to say, and then we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, like if you guys are already, obviously we're all members, right? If you guys are a member of the ProPax, you guys can join, you know, the Empire X Telegram channel. I recommend you guys doing that. We actually just hit 3,000 students last week. You know, absolutely humbled and absolutely, you know, amazing experience we've had here. Continuing growing, great community. Okay, so make sure you guys get in the Telegram channel. You guys get access to all the classes, the trade alerts, all of our additional resources, everything that we have for you guys. And so I teach on Sundays, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 6:30 a.m. India Standard Time. On Mondays, the same exact time. And then on Thursdays as well, the same exact time. And then on Saturdays, I do an opportunity call based around Empire, right? So if you guys are looking to say, hey, how can I share Forex with people, have them hop on those Saturday calls. That's going to let them know exactly what we got going on here at Empire, how they'll learn. I literally go in detail, step by step of where you guys should go, going through the launch process, going through the basics, hopping on the Master Trader University, all of that stuff, guys, to let them know exactly how simple it is to come in here and start learning with us. Okay, so yeah, that's what I got going on. Me and Ozzy, we run the global expansion calls, but as of right now, those are postponed. We're waiting for Ozzy. I know he's getting ready for iRise, so he's been very busy. So we've kind of put those on hold for a minute. But once we get those back up and running, we'll definitely make an announcement and let you guys know once we start doing those as well.
iRise, Saturday the 13th, a lot of exciting announcements. Zay, thank you so much for doing this call, man. You were fantastic. I hope everyone got excited you know, for Forex and to get on the Empire team. And we will see you all next week. We're going to have a really exciting call. Like I said, I think next week's call is really going to dive into the new X node updates. I know black gold is sold out, but I think there's going to be a way you can literally get involved and make some black gold coin, which, you know, if this thing keeps going the way it is, it's going to be huge. So thank you again, Zay, and we'll see you all soon. Everyone have a great week.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you having me on, man. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome, man. Bye.